do not have. We never dreamed we had these kind of problems, and are unable to solve as well. So they are creating the problems, and the normal people, the common people, we don't care about it. For the moment, the stress is put on some counties just outside Brussels, where a majority of the people is speaking French, but it depends on Flanders. The people over there, they are living very well with each other. They've got no problems. The problem is always with politician outsiders. They are bringing problems in their own counties. And they are fed up about that. Everybody's fed up about that. Especially that when they say it's a language problem, in that case it's not a language problem. The thing is that if these counties are joined to Brussels, which Brussels has got a bilingual status, and Brussels, for instance, every time you got a public inscription, it must always be labeled in 2 languages. And since 1932, Brussels speaks 2 and even more languages. And in Brussels, we don't have any problems. The Flemish and the Walloon, or the French speaking, are working perfectly well together. When there are problems, it's always from the Flanders or from the Walloon. We don't give a damn about that. But, and these counties, like Dilbeek and so, if they join to Brussels, people will pay tax in Brussels. And among these 6 counties around Brussels, 5 are among the richest in Belgium. That means if ever they join Brussels or they leave Flanders, Flanders will lose a lot in taxes. So it's not, in that case, it's not for languages, it's for money. But they are too hypocrites to ever recognize that. So the Flemish are speaking a German dialect. Because don't ever tell that to a Flemish. Don't ever tell him he's speaking a dialect. My mother language is French. At school I've learned Dutch. Because Dutch is a language with rules, grammatics and so. The Flemish is different whether you are in, for instance, Limburg. For instance, well, you know, famous Belgian Kim Kleisters. She's playing the final against Venus Williams in Miami next night. Yeah, next night. For us, it will be the night anyway. She's coming from Limburg. That means she lives just close to the Dutch border. When she speaks Flemish on television, it's subtitled in Flemish because other Flemish do not understand her. Is that bad? And in Wallonie is the same. So now we should be back on the right tracks. Hope so. On the Walloon side, they are speaking Roman languages, and that is really odd because Flemish, who speaks a German language, were French for more than 1,000 years. And Wallonie, who speaks a Roman, in the Latin language, they were Germans for more than 1,500 years. So don't try to understand. No, it's too complicated. What is sure is that we're living well together. We all like chocolate, we all like beer, we all like good living. But it's true that also for instance, when you will go to Bruges tomorrow, Flanders is really flat. I mean, the landscape over there is almost no hills, almost nothing. It's really, really flat. Wallonie, it's, well, you got deep valleys, the River Meuse, for instance, you got huge forests. It's much more natural. When you come to visit Belgium, usually when you go to Flanders, you visit the cultural cities. You go to museums, you go to these beautiful cities like Bruges, although personally I prefer Ghent. When you go to the Ardennes, when you go to Wallonie, you go to for camping, you go for trekking in the forest of the Ardennes, you go to the youth hotel, you go to this kind of place. It's much more natural.